All right, welcome. This lesson is going to be about recursion with strings. Before I get to that, just a couple warm-up questions for you here. Pause the video, try them, and then unpause to see the answers. All right, back with you. About what do you remember about recursion? Hopefully you just know at least that recursion is just like a function that calls itself, or a method that calls itself. So it calls itself over and over again until you hit a base case, at which point it stops and print out the answer. So this find odd sum looks like our base case happens when n is 1. So if we call it with 7, we can just kind of trace what happens. So find odd sum of 7 is going to fall into recursive case. So this is going to give us n, which is 7, plus find odd sum of 2 less than n, in this case 5. All right, and so it won't actually return anything at this point because find odd sum 5 has to finish, and find odd sum 5 is going to do, again, going to the recursive case, so that's going to be 5 plus find odd sum of 2 less. So find odd sum of 2 less than 5 would be 3, and then find odd sum of 3 is going to, again, recursively do 3 plus find odd sum of 2 less, which is 1. And then that'll finally hit our base case. So our base case of n equal 1, that'll just return a 1. So this will finally finish, and this will just be 1. And then we'll just call up the chain. So find odd sum 3 was really 3 plus find odd sum 1. So it's 3 plus 1. So this is now 4. And then we just keep going from there. So this is a 4, add the 5. So find odd sum 5 is really 4 plus 5. Find odd sum 7 is then the 7 plus find odd sum of 5, which is 9. So it's 7 plus 9, and then this will finally return 16 at the end. Okay, so those are warm-up questions. Our goal today is again to apply recursion with strings. All right, and so we're going to go back and do the Palindrome program, which we did before. So if you remember, our algorithm before was kind of straightforward, where we just reversed the string and then checked if the reverse was equal to the original one. So something like level would be, because level reversed would still be level. Something like yo-yo would not be, because if you reverse it, you'd have OY, and that's not the same thing. Okay, so we're going to do this recursively. Okay, so the algorithm for it, I give you a minute again. If you want to pause the video and try and think of the algorithm recursively, that would probably be a good challenge for you. Okay, so how we do this recursively is if you take a palindrome, we're gonna compare the first and last letters. Okay, and if they are not equal, then we're done, right? We know it's not a palindrome, so we could return false in our method. And then if they are equal, we're gonna recall the method with the substring that's in the middle. So we'll have to use a bunch of our string methods here, but we'll just get the middle letters and then recall that and say, hey, is that a palindrome? And that'll do the same thing. It'll check the first and last letters. And if they are not equal, then it returns false. And if they are equal, we'll recall it with the middle part. Okay, in this case, it would be the V. And essentially, once you get down to one letter, that's our base case, and that is a palindrome. Like just the letter V is the same forward and backwards. Okay, and so it'd be a little bit different if we had like a even number of letters, but the concept is the same. So if I take noon, it's going to check the first and the last. They're equal, yep. So then it will say, okay, it's going to recall is palindrome with the middle part, and then it'll run that and say, okay, it's not the base case, it's not one long yet, so it'll take the first and last and say, okay, are they equal? And yep, they are. So then it'll recall the method with the middle part, which will actually just be a blank string. And so that's sort of another base case, is if your string is length 1 or length 0, then just return true, because that is a palindrome. A blank string would be considered a palindrome. All right, so that's basically how it works, right? And if you had one that wasn't, let's say we had, I don't know, well, obviously yo-yo would fail right away. The first two would be wrong. Trying to think of another, like here would be a good one, noun. So what noun would do is it would take the first and last, and those are equal, so then it would recall is palindrome with this, but that would return false, and so the whole method should return false in that case. Okay, so here's another sort of visual of it for checking for palindromes, right? Basically, you're going to look at the outer two, I guess, and check, are the outer two equal? And if they are, then you recall it with this middle part until you get down to one letter or no letters. Okay, so this would be a good challenge if you want to try and code it up. I can give you the start of it. So here is just kind of a little thing to test it, where I have an isPalindrome method. I pass in a couple of known palindromes and then one that isn't. And so this just takes in a string and returns true or false whether or not it is a palindrome. Right, so see if you can program it. Maybe start with the base case. Remember, base case is if it is length 1 or length 0, then we return true. Otherwise, we check the middle part. Or actually, sorry, check the outside two letters, and then if they are equal, then we call this palindrome. All right, so pause it here for a second and see if you can code this up. All right, back with you. Here's your answer. So I'm going to do the base case first. So basically, I'm going to check if the string dot length equals 0, or if it's 1, then that is a palindrome. So return true. Okay, and then in the else case, this is the recursive step. We'll put it up here to save space. Recursive. Okay, so basically I'm going to check the outer two letters first. So we have to use our string methods to get them. So I would do like string first letter is just str dot substring, and you can see if you can figure out what's the right substring there. Right, but I think it should be just 0 to 1. Okay, and we don't have to worry about index out of bounds because that should be covered in our base case. It should catch if it's not, not at least too long. Right, at this point we know it has to have at least 2 letters. Okay, and then our last is a little bit trickier. So basically I would take from the length of the string, well, dot length. Okay, so I got to think this through all the time when I do this. So the length of like noon would be 5, and so the indexes for noon would be 0, no, noon would be 4 long, sorry, and then the index would be 0 to 3. So I would want to go, if I do the last letter, I'd want to do 3 till the end. So I think I would just do length minus 1, and that would run all the way to the end. That would take position 3 all the way to the end, which would just be the last letter. Okay, so we got the first and last letter. So if they are equal, I'm going to use the equals. I could probably do equals ignore case there, perhaps, to ignore the uppercase part, but just to save some space, I'll just do it that way. So we're not guaranteed it's a palindrome at this point because we still have to check the rest of the letters. So we have to take the middle of the word. So again, this is where the substring gets a little bit goofy, but to do the middle of the word, all right, let's think through an example here. Erase this. So I'm going to label these, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and again, to get the middle guts, all right, I want to do from position 1 to, and again, so this length, if I think about this length would be 5, and I want to go all the way to 3, but I need to run 1 over. So I need to go to 4, so it's 0 to 4, and this would really just be, the generic version of that would be length minus 1. So I need to go 1 less than the length. So I'm going to go from 1 to 1 less than the length in my substring. So I'm going to make a new string called like middle part, and that's going to be a substring from 1 to the length of the string minus 1. Sorry that doesn't fit in there. Mitchell gets mad about all the time. Don't have space, but so yeah, that would be the middle part. And then I know the first and the last match at this point, so now I just want to check the middle part to see if it's a palindrome. And all I got to do to do that is recall my method with that middle string. And I'm going to return if that's a palindrome or not. The middle part is. Okay, so see if you can figure this out. So then if first is not equal to last. Okay, so if it is equal, we're going to recall it with the middle and return whatever is returned by that. And if it's not equal, then it's not a palindrome, so it's returned false. Okay, so we'll keep recalling it with the middle as long as the letters match. We'll keep getting it, taking the middle part and recalling it. Again, the visual of that, this is the best visual I can give you, is it just chops off the letters and recalls it with the middle until you get to 1 or 0. And then we know that that's a palindrome. All right, so I'm going to call my isPalindrome method here. And, oh, it's not static because main is static, so I have to do public static. All right, see if I can get it to stop complaining. And then I'm just going to run it and see. It should pass the first two and fail the third one. Whoa, and I got some major issues. Probably an index out of bounds would be my guess, but we can see. Stack overflow. So I've got some sort of infinite recursion at this point. All right, so looks like I made an error. See, take a minute and see if you can spot the error. It's running infinitely. So usually what that means is my base case is messed up, like it's not hitting the base case, or possibly something is wrong with my how I recall it. All right, so you can pause again, try and figure out what's wrong. All right, back with you. So I think what the problem is I'm recalling it with my original string. So that's the string coming in. So that I'm not shortening it at all. So it's just recalling it with taco cat, never going. So I need to call it with the shortened version, which is the middle. So let's save that and see if I can get it to work this time. All right, true, true, false. That looks okay. If you're really worried, we could try, a 4-letter one, an even number of letters, so like noon. There's not a lot of 4-letter palindromes, by the way. I had a hard time coming up with one. I had to Google search it, to be honest. It's kind of embarrassing that I couldn't think of one. But at any rate, it seems like it's working. So hopefully this will help you with the other string problems in homework. The code is here. I can save this out on our shared code folder too if you want to use it as reference. All right, thank you. Good luck. As always, post questions on the blog if you have them.